I'm Renee.
And I'm Anthony, and we are the voices, healers, and channelers behind Blue Soul Earth. We connect to higher levels of consciousness to bring forth divine energies, to heal and to teach ancient wisdom.
These energies that we access from higher dimensions largely consist of the ascended masters that humanity across cultures knows really well. They are many, but they speak collectively as one voice. And for simplicity's sake, we call them our spirit team.
How we channel as a couple is very unique. The energies we channel come down through Renee's crown chakra, through her solar plexus, into my solar plexus, and then back up through my crown chakra, and it forms a three-dimensional triangle. That's used to heal and to teach.
These energies flow through us a bit like an infinity 8. The symbolism behind why and how this happens is actually pretty profound.
It's actually accessing divine feminine and divine masculine energies, weaving them together to form one energy to heal and to teach.
We will be channeling different topics in roughly 10 to 15 minute segments that will be part of our Blue Soul Wisdom series.
So if you're just starting out on your spiritual journey,
or if you'd like to access higher levels of consciousness,
or you'd like to take your healing practice to the next level,
then join us.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Anthony.
And I'm Renee. And we're here today to talk about the recalibration of humanity as we know it.
The recalibration of humanity. I'm curious what our spirit guides are going to say about that.
I'm curious too, because this is the first time Anthony's actually heard we're going to cover that about 60 seconds ago. So it should be interesting to see what comes forth. We have read almost all of the Cryon books, and for any of you who have gone to any of the live channelings, they're quite profound. So we're going to do a little reading out of this book and see what our guides have to say about this recalibration process.
Interesting. Let's do it.
Okay. We're going to bring forth our guides now. So as Anthony begins to connect to higher dimensions and brings forth our guides, I thought I would take a moment and read a couple of excerpts from the Cryon book, Recalibration of Humanity for 2013 and beyond. And now we're already seven to 8 years into this. So I'll be curious to see where our guides are in that evolution of this recalibration and if there's any truth to it.
It is always an honor and privilege to be in your presence, Gaia.
Nice to see you guys this evening.
You too. You both look very nice in purple.
The channeling that's written here is about why we are here. If we could give it in the simplistic form, it is about Gaia, the energy of the earth, but it's also about you, meaning each and every one of us. Those who have come from the creative source, the source that you call God or consciousness or whatever it is, and those who come to the planet lifetime after lifetime in order to give the potential of peace on earth and more. It's about your higher self, talking about how the shift in consciousness and a shift in humanity is moving more towards a crystalline structure. So I will just explain this in just a few lines. The crystalline grid explained according to Cryon. That which we call the crystalline grid is a mechanism for how humanity communicates with Gaia. It's not necessarily in real time either, for it's cumulative. We have told you about a grid of a planet that is called crystalline. We have told you this is not something that you see, but it exists. It is a multi-dimensional esoteric grid that covers the very dirt of the earth, all of it. It's under your feet now, and it's wherever you walk. You could say that it's the shell of the planet that remembers human energy. Interesting.
Quite. Crystalline. Seeding. We have just those beings that will specialize in this. 1 second, please.
Okay, great. often when we ask a question that our guides feel other guides, also on our team, could answer a little bit better, they will bring them forth to answer the questions with a little bit more clarity and a little bit more precision.
It's nice to see you again. We are your galactic team. Your guide said we could come through to assist you with these questions.
That sounds great, because we're talking about a cryon channeling that, there are many books that have been channeled.
Cryon.
Yes.
Famous group of beings.
Yes.
Highly light beings.
Are you familiar with them?
We know them well. We work well with them. They are a part of your team as well. You wish to speak about crystalline things. Let's first talk about your planet when it was seeded. You think your civilizations are only a few thousand years old. Not really. Your civilizations go back to times that you don't even remember. Atlantis, things even before that. 30,000 years. Yes, even beyond that, you have civilizations. But what's most important is that you know this. Crystallization, what is that exactly?
Well, and also the idea of a crystalline grid existing on our planet.
A crystalline grid. A crystalline grid is nothing more than an evolution or an ascension part, an ascension plan, an ascension network that is made up of a very high frequency and vibration patterns. And your human beings are getting to that point now. It's still going to take time for you to create this or become this crystalline grid. The crystalline grid is not something that is given to you, but it is something that you as a human species creates yourselves. You don't, or you're not aware that you create it. It is something that you create through your ascension. The more that you ascend, or the more that you raise your frequencies and vibrate even faster, the closer you are connecting, or the one that you are connecting with creates this crystalline grid. Now, the crystalline grid is not only something that is a part of Gaia, it is also a part of who you are. It becomes your DNA resonance. Your DNA actually becomes crystallized. It is not even close to being crystallized yet, but it is on the edge, the precipice of starting. You are at your very beginning of starting your crystallization at this time. It is a very interesting time to live in this particular timeline. You should all be very happy, but a lot of you are not. We are your galactic team. We are brothers and sisters and family here to assist you to make this crystalline grid become your reality. Maybe not in your time, but it will become your reality. And in that way, when the crystalline grid becomes your reality throughout Gaia, your planet, and throughout yourselves, you will soon become a part of the galactic family. Your galactic family is also all around you at this particular time, and you are seeing that. As we speak through you now, we are a part of that. Your phones are taking more pictures of our ships that come to you to visit. It is only that we wish you to become more aware of us. It is an awakening, that's all.
At one point, and will it be in our lifetime, that the shift in our DNA that is moving closer to crystalline In our lifetime, will scientists be able to see a difference in that shift, or will it happen much later than that?
Your lifetime is relative to you, who you are as an individual. We will not say your age on camera.
Thank you.
But we will tell you this, by the end of your age, your scientists will start to begin to see a change in your DNA. Just like the 5G that causes problems in your DNA structures, they will be well beyond that, and they will start to change, knowing that these technologies that you have, and this is normal for all beings to go through this, to understand that the technologies that you create can also cause you problems as well.
Absolutely.
You will change this in time.
There are groups that are emerging called conscious technology groups that are trying to address this, but I don't think it's fast enough, and it's certainly not aggressive enough.
We have seen it multiple times, and we have, as a species, many of us beings have gone through it as well. Your beings are going through this now. But take heart. You will get through it. We have your backs. We are the galactic team, and we are made up of many different planetary systems. And we are honored, Gaia, to be here in assistance for you. We will leave now, and your team, your spiritual team, will come through.
Thank you, and thank the Cryon folks who we haven't spoken to directly. If they're on our team, maybe we can speak to them at another time.
That would be appropriate, and they would enjoy that as well.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
So our galactic team is now leaving.
They are such beautiful beings. You would call them like being in a void. There is love even in voids. They may not appear to you to be of love, but they truly are. They are only here to assist you in whatever it is that you need to do in your evolution, as are we.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. So unlike our guides who are speaking through Anthony now in a different way, they're plugged into his auric field, the galactic team connects through our consciousness.
There is an unique way the way they do that. They don't completely take over the auric field as we do. They will plug into what is something, as you refer to as universal consciousness, and then they will work their way through Anthony that way. It's just a different pathway, that's all. Because they are truly living beings, in a sense. We too are living, but not in the sense that you think of us as living. We are souls. They are actually living beings. Some take physical form, some take part physical, part etherical forms. Others are purely etherical. We call them formless forms. They are like souls, but they are not just the soul. They are a combination of consciousness and soul together. They are truly alive in every sense of the word.
So in terms of trying to connect, they're going through universal consciousness and then what? Pulling different threads and frequencies out of the way to actually connect to Anthony's frequency?
Yes, you could say this. They will go through the universal consciousness and they will find the part of the consciousness that Anthony possesses, and of course that you possess as well, and they will work their way that way. You understand this. there is an order of all things, and we tell you this new now, that they must have an agreement, an accord, a yes answer to be able to go through your consciousness. It has to be agreed upon by the whole. And once it is, then they are able to access your consciousness and Anthony's as well. And that's how they work through you both. They are achieving the same goal, but just taking a different path to get there. We, on the other hand, are allowed to go right through your auric field and plug in that way. We are your spirit team, and we are always in your field here to assist you. It is time to leave.
Thanks, guys. Thanks so much for coming through.
We will be through, or we will be here again, as we always are. It is an honor to be with you, and it is an honor to be with your students as well. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. So they will take leave now. And as they unplug, if you like, from his auric field, then that will allow Anthony's consciousness to come back fully and be present with us here and now. You back?
I'm back.
He's back.
I want to thank all of you for joining us and being a part of our evolution as well. We look forward to being with you and assisting you on your ascension process. Thank you very much.
Thanks for being here, and we hope to see you soon.